Well, if he really was filming everybody, let's see. I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said?
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
You know?
Sounds rough, man.
Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, like all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo like was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her.
JoeRogan, TerrenceHoward, and Katt Williams just lost it after some insane files about Diddy started to circulate. And get this, even Elon Musk is getting involved, throwing subtle warning shots at big-name white celebrities caught up in this whole crazy situation. Some of them are already trying to leave the country, like it's a race against time.
King son, man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Let's get this straight. Everything here comes from rumors, internet whispers, and sources supposedly close to the situation. I'm just sharing what people are saying, so don't come at me like I made this up.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear it?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, yo, man, I don't F with them, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the, and that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened. So, and just to hear this, and this new thing where they saying that they got kids coming forward and said that he did that, man, that shit is crazy. And like I just said, that's just something that I heard.
Fresh rumors are coming straight from the prison Diddy's locked up in, and it sounds like he's about to flip to save himself. Word is, he's ready to drop names. And according to Joe, Terrence, and Katt, some big names are about to get caught in the crossfire. One name that shocked everyone? Uncle Steve Harvey. Yep, Steve. The rumors online, and what Katt hinted at, say that as soon as Steve heard about Diddy's indictment, he didn't just dip, he vanished. People say he got on the first jet out of here and went into hiding. He even wiped his social media clean, deleting anything that linked him to Diddy. That's not just distancing. That's erasing history.
Brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older.
Steve even went back and deleted a 2017 tweet where he called Diddy a brother doing good for these kids. That tweet didn't age well. And the more you dig, the darker this whole situation gets.
I have 3 right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
Back in the day, Steve seemed fine with everything. He was in Italy vacationing with Diddy and Lori Harvey, who had just broken up with Diddy's son, Justin, only to start dating Diddy. The whole thing just feels messy. But what really creeped people out was a photo of Lori wearing white nail polish. Sounds random, right? Not if you've been following the disturbing details of the Diddy case. Cassie, in her lawsuit, claimed Diddy had a creepy obsession. He made every woman around him wear white nails during his so-called freak-offs. It wasn't fashion. It was for the disturbing videos he kept from those nights, according to her Don 5.
She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
Now here's the wild part. It turns out Young Miami had white nails, too. Brace yourself. Even Diddy's own mother had them. That's got people asking real questions. Did Steve Harvey really not know about any of this? Or was he just using Diddy to climb higher in Hollywood? Back then, Diddy wasn't just a celebrity. He was a billionaire running Revolt TV and hanging out with the most powerful producers. That's why people online are saying that if Diddy decides to talk, we might finally understand why Steve Harvey got out of the country so fast.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Meek Mill. Ever since Diddy's arrest hit the news, Meek's been really quiet. Like, too quiet. This is strange because he and Diddy weren't just industry friends. They had history. You remember that weird pool video, right? Diddy was in the water, calling Meek Daddy and saying, "I love you." At the time, people laughed it off, but now that video looks totally different. It didn't age well at all. And when Diddy's legal problems started spiraling, with lawsuits naming names left and right, guess what? Meek disappeared.
The irony is, there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened, because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
According to Lil Rod, who filed one of the lawsuits against Diddy, he claims Diddy was manipulating Meek Mill, giving him deals as payback. That's the kind of accusation that made people's jaws drop. So, what did Meek do? He packed his bags and left for Africa. Then he started tweeting cryptic messages. One tweet even said he spent $100,000 trying to figure out who was linking him to Diddy. But the internet isn't letting this go. Not at all.
That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Word on the street is, Meek is in full damage control mode because he might have been caught on real footage the feds have. If that's true, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out when the case officially starts. But in the meantime, he's out here acting like nothing's happening. And let's be real, nobody's buying it. But Meek's not the only one worried. Usher's name is getting dragged in this too. He's been close with Diddy for years, and now people are digging into that connection.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then no, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
When Usher was just 13, he was reportedly sent to Diddy's so-called flavor camp. Now, people are asking what really went on behind closed doors. And let's not forget Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who dropped a bombshell when he claimed that Diddy sent Usher to the hospital bleeding. That's not just disturbing. It's horrifying. And if that wasn't enough, go back and watch that old Kevin Hart interview, where Diddy jokingly said he woke up in bed with Usher when they were younger. At the time, people laughed it off. But now, with all these dark truths coming to light, nobody's laughing. If Usher's name is linked to any of this mess, he better have his legal team ready, because if Diddy starts talking, things are closing in fast.
These big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Talk about Jay-Z. He and Diddy have been connected for years, working together on business deals, attending parties, and moving in the same elite circles. But things took a darker turn when a woman named Kathy White came up. Word on the street is that Kathy was Jay-Z's mistress, and she allegedly died after getting pregnant by him. This has always been a rumor, but now people say Diddy might have proof, like receipts, tapes, or texts. If that's true, it's huge. But this isn't the only scandal Jay has been caught up in. A few months ago, an unnamed woman filed a lawsuit against both Diddy and Jay-Z, accusing them of sexual assault after the 2000 VMAs. She said it happened at an exclusive after-party in a New York apartment. But when the case went to court, her story started falling apart. She said her dad picked her up after the incident, but when he testified, he didn't remember anything. She also claimed she spoke with Benji Madden at the same party, but Madden said he wasn't even in New York at the time. The judge tossed the case because there wasn't enough proof, but the rumors are still spreading.
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that.
Jaguar Wright jumped in, adding fuel to the fire and calling out Jay-Z. She said Jay-Z is just as bad as Diddy, maybe even worse, and even called him the devil. Those are her words, not mine. If Diddy has anything linking Jay to these scandals, it could be game over. People also haven't forgotten that awkward Diddy birthday video, where he and French Montana were both greased up in baby oil. At the time, people joked about it. But now reports say the feds found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil at Diddy's place. That moment now feels different. But that's not all. J-Lo's name is also getting dragged into this. Remember the infamous club shooting with Shine? Sources now say J-Lo knew exactly what happened, and that she was the one carrying the weapon in her purse. Allegedly, she lied to the grand jury about it, which isn't just wild, it's criminal.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
Yes,
right?
without a doubt, you are.
One of the women hurt in that shooting, Nata Rubin, isn't letting it go. She's been calling for the case to be reopened, and even said she'd get fragments pulled from her face to prove J-Lo has been covering it up. According to Nata, both Diddy and J-Lo need to face the consequences. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, Katt Williams and TerrenceHoward started naming names. And now white celebrities are being dragged into the mess. Now, let's talk about the people who've been disappearing. Like ghosts. Even Elon Musk couldn't stay quiet. He shared a tweet calling out Ellen DeGeneres for mysteriously leaving the country right after the Diddy scandal broke.
Oh, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, Can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends and we used to just hang out, watch football together.
Here's the kicker. Ellen didn't just go quiet. She disappeared. A recent photo showed her at a pub in England with a new look. New hair, new vibe, almost like she's trying to be someone else. She says she moved to escape the chaos in America. But no one believes that. People think she's on the run, especially considering her history with Diddy. He used to be on her show all the time, laughing and joking about things they'd never explain on daytime TV.
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to...
Come on now, dog.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Come on, man.
Now I get...
Back in 2016, Ellen tweeted Diddy a birthday message calling him Cuddled McNuggle stuff and said, you don't need to know why. Now, people want to know exactly why. Let's not forget, Ellen had a bad reputation behind the scenes. Former staff members said she ran one of the most toxic sets in Hollywood. Now, rumors are spreading that two of her ex-partners mysteriously passed away under suspicious circumstances. People are connecting the dots and saying Diddy may have helped cover up more than we realized.
More communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you punch them in the mouth, or knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
After JoeRogan broke things down in detail, Katt Williams came in hot, turning up the heat. For years, people dismissed Katt as just talking crazy. But now many are admitting he might have been ahead of the game. The whole industry is under fire now. Katt made it clear that it doesn't matter if you're black, white, or anything in between. If you've been moving shady behind the scenes, it's coming to light. And now, even Leonardo DiCaprio is being looked at. When the Diddy story started unraveling, Leo was spotted flying to Italy, claiming it was just a vacation with his new girlfriend.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about.
Puff interview 15. But the timing is too perfect. Old photos from 1998 show Leo at Diddy's East Hampton mansion, just chilling in the background. Now, people are asking how deep his connection with Diddy really was. Word on the street is that Leo and Diddy were very close in the early 2000s, so much so that Diddy once called Leo his #1 VIP invite to those infamous white parties. And just like that, DiCaprio's team jumped to defense, saying he and Diddy haven't spoken in years. Convenient, right? Now, let's talk about Ashton Kutcher. People have forgotten about his ties to Diddy from the MTV days. These two weren't just friendly. They ran the New York Marathon together. And Ashton was front and center at Diddy's 2009 White Party. That's not a casual connection. Who remembers that Hot Ones interview when they asked Ashton about Diddy's Day parties? He got nervous and said he had stories but couldn't share. Now it makes sense why he held back.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
To In Touch, Ashton and Mila Kunis are planning a complete exit from Hollywood. They're thinking about moving to Europe. Publicly, they say it's to escape fame. But the internet thinks they're doing it to dodge fallout before Diddy's trial blows everything up. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get crazier, Terrence Howard dropped a bombshell on the PBD podcast. He didn't hold back at all. He laid everything out. No riddles or cryptic messages. Terrence said Diddy approached him under the Anatoids, guise of a business deal, but it quickly turned into something else.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my word. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's house too.
What started as casual studio visits for music turned out to be a front. According to Terrence, Diddy's real goal was to get close to him. Too close. His assistant had to warn him that Diddy was trying to make a move. Terrence cut ties immediately, locked all doors, and got out fast. But it wasn't just Diddy doing this. Terrence said this is a pattern in the industry. Big-name producers have used the same shady tactics. He explained that when a man walks into a room, the energy shifts, and he's treated differently. And the moment you push back, you're cut off. No more invites, no more deals, no more calls.
Never ran into to put on the trust. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
According to him, this is why some stars suddenly disappear or stop getting roles. They refuse to play along. Then, Katt Williams backed up everything Terrence said. He wasn't joking. Katt said he turned down offers worth $50 million, not once, not twice, but 4 times, to protect his name and his soul. And when he said he was protecting his virgin hole, he meant it literally. It wasn't comedy. It was the truth. Katt said people don't realize what they're signing up for when chasing fame and deals.
The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Pavenshanay Wallace.
Diddy had been trying to get close to Katt for years, but Katt always shut him down. Then everything came back to the so-called dress agenda. The rumor that Hollywood pushes black men into feminine roles before they can make it to the top. Katt Williams, TerrenceHoward, and even Dave Chappelle have been speaking out about this for years. Terrence said that's why he got pushed out of Iron Man. It wasn't about contracts or money. It was because he wouldn't fit the mold. He didn't want to wear a dress. Katt said he faced the same pressure. Martin Lawrence even tried to get him into a dress for Big Mama's house, but Katt refused.
So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Okay. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
Katt told Martin, "I'm not the one you're looking for." Just like that, they went and got Brandon T. Jackson instead. Katt had all the roles lined up and the bags waiting, but once they saw he wouldn't wear a dress, they shut those doors. He even called out Kevin Hart. Kevin once said publicly he'd never put on a dress, but then he ended up on SNL wearing one. His career took off right after that, and Katt didn't think that was a coincidence. He said the game is simple. Either you play along with the system, or they freeze you out. Even Dave Chappelle told Oprah the same thing. They tried to force him into a dress, too. He wasn't having it, and soon after, he vanished to Africa. People called him crazy. But now, it looks like he was just protecting himself from the madness. Katt's message is clear. Some folks go along with the game, while others walk away broke but keep their soul intact.
I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats of...
Right now, the internet is in full detective mode. More celebrities are likely to pop up saying, "I never really messed with Diddy." But everyone knows Hollywood loves Diddy's parties. One person online said, "I hope the Epstein list and the Diddy list drop at the same time. Throw all these evil people in jail." That energy is spreading fast. As we get closer to May 2025, when Diddy's trial starts, this whole situation feels like a ticking time bomb, and the countdown has already begun. So, what do you think about all this chaos? Who's telling the truth, and who's hiding behind silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching everything, and if you want more raw stories and unfiltered drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your crew. Catch the next video right now. See you there.